today is very interesting because today's guest is Monika ji, Monika Maheshwari, and she is different from them. She's a matured woman, and she's a woman who has passed through all these different roles. Before marriage, then getting married, having children, and today, not only handling and managing her business and her family, but more importantly, being a mother and a mother-in-law. So a very, very interesting thing. Welcome, Monika ji. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the lovely intro.
Monika ji, first thing, and we can speak in Hindi, we can speak in English. So anything is fine, whatever is suitable, whatever is convenient. Okay. Can you tell us, how was your very, very initial involvement in business? This is before marriage. This question is about that, before marriage, what was your initial involvement? How were you ever involved in the business with your father?
Yes, my father's family also was from a business family. I mean, it was a business family. So my father, from the very young age, whenever we had vacation, like after 10th standard, 12th standard, he had made it an aim that if we are in town, not going to a grandparents' house, he used to take us to his office or the factory that we had. So from that age, we had the habit of going to the factory and working there. So it was kind of an induction to the business from a very small age. But yes, he kept it very clear that this is what I want. I give you the permission to do, but I will not say what you have in future. Like if you want to say that I will work after your marriage, I will not permit that. That is what your, when you go to in-laws, what they want, you have to live according to their wish. This is, you cannot take it for granted that you will get to work after that. And we are Marwadi, so that was a big thing at that point of time, that it is not, you may not get permission to work. And we never had that in mind when we were at that young age, that we want to work. Career was secondary, family was primary.
Wow. Career was secondary, family was primary. And that's how you've been brought up. That's how you've been taught. And that's how you were actually inducted in your father's business that time. Any specific incidences in your father's business when you used to go with him? Anything that you remember? Anything you would like to share?
My father, he was a very, good teacher, I will say. That he gave us a very all-round training, and we were never treated as bosses' daughters. We were always treated as you have to learn work here at from the very lower level. It is not that we used to go and sit in the office and pass orders or just do the time pass. He used to make us learn in the hard way, that you have to go down to the floor. He had a garment manufacturing unit. So we have to go down to the floor and do everything there, understand what is going on. Why is the garment being rejected? So we had learned in the hard way. Yeah, everything was, it was just not theoretical sitting in the cabin and learning, but actually getting involved in whatever time we are there, we are giving the 100% there. And if we weren't, he was very strict. We used to get it back when we come in front of everyone. So that was a very big scare, that if we don't do it right, he's not going to spare us.
Wonderful. So, as you said, family first, career second. And naturally, as all the women, as a woman, you would know that, marriage and wedding is a turning point in a woman's life. And your father made it very clear that, you can work with me, but that doesn't mean you have to take your in-laws for granted wherever you're going to get married. Okay. So you can work if they permit, you may not work if they don't permit. So what happened after your marriage?
I was married in a typical Marwadi family. Very clear that not supposed to work after marriage. Family is the one and the only priority. For 10 years after marriage, I was a complete housewife. After 10 years of marriage, then my life changed a lot. I got, my father-in-law passed away, and my husband was venturing in another business. He was 4-5 years old in a business of plastic. And he did not have time to take care of this family business, and we needed someone to take care of it. We could not just shut it down. We had staff, and we felt we are liable for their family to run, and we did not want them to go out of work. So we started, we felt that someone has to step in, and I was the only person at that time. My kids were small. My son was 9 and my daughter was just 5 years old. So after 1 month after he passed away, I stepped into the family business, the laundry business, which is now 65 years old.
So for the benefit of the viewers, Monica ji,
Yeah.
can you briefly explain to us what was your husband's business when he ventured into something new, and what was your father-in-law's business? Laundry business, what kind of laundry business?
My husband ventured into the bottle manufacturing business. The plant is in Daman, and plastic bottles and caps he manufactures over there. It is a big unit, and in Mumbai we have this. My father-in-law used to do uh, dry cleaning and washing of the garments for the laundries around the area. At that point of time, he used to do the cleaning for around 100 laundries around the area from Virar to Andheri. So then, the laundries around did not have their own workshop. So they were dependent on us for the workshop, for the work to be the garments to be cleaned basically. And we had around 25 washermen at that time, 25 to 30 washermen who were dependent on us for their livelihood. So thinking of that, we were in a fix that we didn't want to shut that business. It was very close to our heart. Actually, for at that point of time, around 30, 40 years, our house had been running on that business. So that means a lot to a family. This is our bread and butter. We cannot just leave it. So then I had to just step in and start learning about this business.
Okay, so with your permission, I may ask you a very sharp question, right?
Yes, sir.
When you married, and I think most of the viewers also will have the same question in their mind. When you were married, you were very clearly told that a woman cannot work, right?
Yeah.
And because of your father-in-law's demise, and obviously because of the business that was in the heart of each one of you, you were chosen to do it. What was your reaction at that time? Didn't you feel ever that, when I wanted to do business or when I wanted to work outside, I was told not to work, and now I'm being told to work?
No, I never felt that I was not told to work or I'm told to work. I felt that was the need of the hour where I had to support my family. And that, it was at the need of the hour. I had to support my family. I could not say that that time you did not allow me, so now I'm not going to work. Okay. It was told to me. I felt I was given that respect, and I had to take it as a gift, and I took it that way. I took it as that it is the name of my father-in-law which has to be taken care of. I just could not, his name, he had a big name in our area in his industry, and he was well known. I could not let it go, and that is the only thing that I still now have in mind, that उनका नाम रहना चाहिए, कि वो उनका नाम कभी खराब नहीं होना चाहिए. And if he is there somewhere, he should feel proud that we have done justice to the work he had done earlier.
Wonderful. Unka naam rehna chahiye. And I think very, very important what you discussed is, and what you said, it's not about your own ego. It's not about your own aspirations. It's about the need of the family. And if the family needs you, you just better play that role, right? It's all about family. It's family is much more beyond business. It's not just business. So when you took up this business of laundry, and I'm sure laundry is a business where it should be, most of the people should be men, and the way you are speaking is they would more or less would be all illiterate people, right? So when you stepped into this business first time after your father-in-law's demise, what were the challenges that you faced, and how did you cope up with them?
So when I stepped, I was pushed in by my husband's choice that I had to step into the business. I was blessed that our factory and our house were very nearby, just coming down of my house, and I had my factory, so I could manage things in a better way. The staff was 100% illiterate. They were all Andhra. We have washermen from Andhra Pradesh, so they were all illiterate. Initially, I could not identify the one person from the other person. I was that bad. They all look alike, and I just could not manage. Ye kaun hai, ye kaun hai, naam. Yeah, that was impossible for me. But slowly, I was inducted as doing the basic job. Like my father did it for me. The same thing here. Like when the peon steps in, from where do we want him to start? But that is the right way, I believe. They did it very good for me that they made me start from there, so I could learn it a hard way, taught by my staff that ye aise hota hai, ye aise hota hai. With a zipped up mouth and open ears and eyes, I learned everything like a sponge for I think 3 4 years. And after that, then I could put in my review that this should be done like this should be done like this. Then I started talking and they were there to listen to me. But yeah, the initial years, I kept listening, I kept understanding what is it and how it works, because it is not like it is a mass production, that everything has to be treated in the same way. In the retail industry, when we go into it, every garment that comes is different, every stain is different. So everything has been treated personally in a different way. So over the period, you come to know and you understand how things can be managed. So I learned it a little hard way, but I feel happy that I learned it that way. I have more practical knowledge than theoretical knowledge, and I can deal with both illiterate and literate people. That is the best part of it. I know how to deal with them and how to deal with them. So I find the best way out.
Wonderful. So it's zipped up mouth
Yes,
and
that is very important.
open eyes and ears, and then you observe and absorb things around you like a
Yes,
sponge,
yes,
right?
yes.
And I think a lot of people, we as a learner, I think this is most important part. Instead of starting to challenge the status quo, we try to understand and learn, and that's where we develop the empathy with the people. And I
Yeah,
guess that's what you very rightly did. uh, how has been the role of your husband all through this time? Initially,
very
it must have been
important.
a huge struggle because you started a business, you went into a business where you had where you had no knowledge. At the same time, to manage house with two young, very very young children. So, what has been your husband's role? How would you identify?
I wouldn't be here sitting in front of you if he wouldn't be there. He is the one person, like they say, there is always a lady behind a man. There is always has to be a man and the family behind the lady. Otherwise, she will not be able to reach the challenge that is put in. I mean, she'll never be able to accomplish, because dealing with the family needs and doing work is not an easy thing. And my kids were really young, but we managed. He compromised. We everyone compromised so that I could go down and work and take care of the business. He pushed me into that business. He pushed me into going and doing the WMP in SP Jain, so that it was his dream that he wanted a retail chain of laundry, which we are living today. So it is more of his dream that I'm living today, and his push that I'm here today, sitting in front of you. I give
So
all
you
the
said,
credit to him.
okay. So you said there have been, obviously, naturally, there have been compromises. Could you just relate a few things to us? What kind of compromises, probably from your children's side or from your husband's side? And how did
Uh,
you manage?
so we, like I said, we used to stay in the house close by to our workshop. So like I used to shuffle in between. I used to finish my housework, and at that point of time, uh, 20 years back, full-time servants were not that prevalent, and we didn't feel that we needed at that time. So I used to shuffle in between house and work. I used to complete my housework and then come down to the office, complete yahan ka kaam, then go there. Sometimes in seasons when we have laundry business seasons like Diwali and all that, I used to be a little late when I reach home. So फिर हमारे घर में खाने में खिचड़ी बनती थी, because I used to reach home at 9:30, and then we used to so those kind of things. My mother-in-law used to take care of the kids when they're there, but I could not expect her that every day she would be doing that thing. So that was like I had to take care of things at times in a way, and everyone understood. My house is not very well, my wardrobe is not very well kept because I'm not free. So those are small things, which are very important. So everyone has to let go of some things for the other things to be taken care of. If we say we want everything perfect, not possible, sir. That we have given up many things so that we could work. I could work and take the laundry business to another level.
So letting go is the key, compromising is the key, and that's where the entire family bonding and family love comes into
Yes.
play. So
Yes.
business is definitely an important part of our life, but at the same time, what is even more important is this family bonding and love.
Yes.
What have you been now doing with your current business? How are you proposing to grow this business? What have you done in last few years that has helped you to expand your business?
So in 1943, like I mentioned earlier, I did my WMP program. from SP Jains, and from there we were in B2B business earlier for last 50 years. 52 years we were in B2B business. We were doing just for the laundries around the area. After I did my WMP program, we stepped into the retail market, and I started my retail journey with just drafting an SMS and forwarding to my call list. Whatever friends, relatives I had in my call list, I just forwarded to them. And I instantly got very good response. And on pickup and delivery basis, we started a retail journey from the laundry office that I had, doing it again the hard way. But we did good. Employed 1 or 2 extra staff to help me out, and we were doing everything manually. But now we have, after that, like I think we did that for a year or so. Then we got in technology. We started doing the marking tagging that is very important in the this laundry business, through computerized billing and everything now that we have introduced for last 6 years, 7 years. But initially, yes, we started in the normal Adobe manner, doing the marking, tagging, everything, which we never used to. When people used to tell me that how can you touch other people's dirty clothes, then I said, if I cannot do it, no one will do it for me. So today also, I don't feel that there is any harm in touching my customers' clothes. That is my bread and butter. I have to do it. I don't feel dirty about it. Definitely. Yeah, though now we have gloves and everything, but earlier we used to just manage it.
How about your daughter and son? How they saw you working, they saw you juggling between the business and the house, managing family. Any specific incidences, anything you would like to say about them?
I mean, there are so many incidents, but nothing that is very earlier. You know what? Before we stepped into laundry, there was this retail laundry. There was a little myth in my family that laundry business is not good. It cannot be proudly mentioned that we are into laundry. लोग laundry वालों को बहुत छोटा समझते हैं, धोबी समझते हैं. I used to say, okay, I'm a dhoban, I don't mind it. But after we stepped into this retail business, we have, by the grace of God, got so much respect from this business that everyone now proudly says, yes, we have a chain of laundries. So that is what I have achieved. I mean, earlier when we started, my mother-in-law also was a little hesitant. कि पता नहीं लोग क्या बोलेंगे. But she passed away 1 year back. But now she was proud, yes, that you have done a very good job. लोग बोलते हैं कि अच्छा आपका काम तो बहुत अच्छा है, आप लोग तो ऐसे काम करते हैं. So yes, that respect, yes. And my children who earlier weren't very happy about this laundry business, now they have very proud of it, yes.
So just like your father, what do you do with what have you been doing with your son and daughter? Do you take them along? Do you show them around? Are you involving them?
So my son is not involved in the laundry business. He knows every nitty-gritties about it, but he's not involved. He is into molds. He makes molds and this thing into backward integration for the plastic bottle manufacturing unit. But my daughter is 100% involved for last 2 years. Initially, we got her into this business to get the soft system implemented. We wanted the app and everything to be implemented in our system, and we want the staff training to be done by her. So had given her 2-3 months that you do this, and then you can do a job. Okay, job bahar kaam karte ho, kind of. And after she worked for 2 or 3 months, she was like, I cannot work anywhere now. I'm going to join this business, and if I want to do good or bad, when I'm putting in my effort, let me put it into our business. She had been going around with me from a very small age because I don't drive. So whenever the driver was absent, my daughter Harshita, she was my sarthi. जहाँ मैं जाती थी वो मेरे साथ जाती, and she used to see me dealing with the staff, the customers behind the counter. So she had seen me from a very young age dealing with the work, and when she got a chance, she said, "No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to work with you." So yeah, I'm teaching her the hard way. So not that hard, but yes, I am not very strict. But yeah, I have given her a playground. She's doing her bit, and if she's wrong, I'm there to correct her, definitely. And people learn by making mistakes. You cannot learn 100% without making a mistake. And every day is a learning day. For me also, I am learning so many things from her. When it comes to technology, she's learning from me. Whatever I have to pass on to her, which I did not get it from my father-in-law. I got the base, the created business, but not this knowledge. I want to give her whatever knowledge I have.
And then your son gets married. So now you have a daughter-in-law.
Yes, sir.
What has been, how have you involved her in business? What has she been doing?
So she's a CA. So we have given her the finance part, the accounting part of all the three business. Like we have the plastic bottle manufacturing in Daman. Then we have one in Vasai, the mold manufacturing unit in Vasai. And in Mumbai, we have the laundry business. So she takes care, she calculates all the accounts part. That is what is her role. She takes care of that, yes, sir.
So isn't this interesting that, you married in a family which at one point in time, said that, you need to take care of the house and the family, you cannot do business. And now it's a complete 360-degree turn, that now you are involving your own daughter, not only your daughter, but even your daughter-in-law in the business.
So my mother-in-law and my elders in my family, they always used to say कि मतलब मांगने से भीख भी नहीं मिलती है, मांगो नहीं मांगो तो मोती मिलती है. तो हमको बिना मांगे ही सब कुछ मिल गया, बिना लड़े मिल गया. हमको क्या जरूरत है लड़ने की.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. That's
हमेशा
amazing.
वो यही बोलती थी, बिन मांगे मोती मिले, मांगे मिले न भी. तो फिर why do you ask? बोले हम तो कभी किसी से कुछ मांगे नहीं, हमको तो अपने आप सब कुछ मिलता गया. So I think that is the case. Same thing is in my case. When I look at my journey like this, if you are fighting for something, it becomes difficult. If you stay with the flow of the family and you go with the flow, actually, then things come your way. You have to be patient. You have to compromise. You have to adjust if you want the family to stay together. And the journey is not fun if they are not with you. You want them. You want the appreciation more than anyone's appreciation. The first appreciation and the criticism is important. They are the one who will give you the best criticism, and they are the one whose appreciation matter the most because they are the best critics. So वो बहुत important है और अकेले कुछ नहीं हो सकता. उनका support, उनका साथ बहुत जरूरी है.
Very good. Unka support, unka sath. And I think this is common thread which is running across all our interviews. Even in the previous interviews, we had these young ladies who came to us and they spoke about this, that, without their mother or mother-in-law's support, this would not have been possible. And you are playing those innings now, along with managing your own business. And I think also something very important you said is, aapko bina mange hi sab mil gaya. It's about, gratitude, and how soon are we expecting instant gratitude from life? Or are we living with life at the same time we are enjoying our life, we are creating a happy family along with our business?
Yeah.
So today's women, the young women, are rightly so, they are highly aspirational, they have dreams, they want to achieve a lot of things in life. Now, as a mother-in-law, what would you like to tell them?
Adjustment. Adjustment is the key word, sir. They have to learn to adjust and not put their self first. When they say me, I mean, it's not me, it's us. It's a team. साथ रहेंगे तो आगे बढ़ेंगे. You have to learn. When you keep yourself low, then people put you up. When you put yourself up, people tend to push you down. I understand that. कि सिर्फ मैं नहीं होता, हम होता. हम साथ हम करेंगे. अगर मैं क्या सोचती मैं करूंगी तो मुझे शायद साथ नहीं मिलता. Because I never put myself out. That is why I got so much support from everyone. Forget my first family, from my extended family. They took care that I'm at work, so इस समय नहीं आना है. But we used to take care that if they are there, I have to come home and give them time. But they took care कि अभी उसका ऑफिस का टाइम है तो इतने बजे जाए, वो परेशान होगी, उसका काम कैसे होगा. Everyone support. तो वो चीज है कि you have to learn to respect others. They will respect you. जो दोगे वो मिलेगा, वही बात है. So we have to learn to respect their feelings, and they will respect our feelings. Definitely they will respect you. They will give it back to you. When they know that you want to do something, they will do it. They love you. I mean, your family and your friends and your everyone, your in-laws, all love you, and you're very important to them. So if you're unhappy, they will never like it. So they will do it for you. Maybe in some other way, you may get it a few years later, but yes, it comes back to you, whatever you want.
So how are you grooming your daughter and your daughter-in-law? And the word grooming is not about managing business only. The word grooming is about managing family, managing happiness, managing
So
people all around.
I always tell, I always feel, and I try to convey this. I don't know whether I'm successful or not, but education is not just about career. Okay, education is important, and career is just not that I want to reach the top or I want to have a name and fame. I always feel that career, the education for a girl is important, that she's not dependent. We have nuclear families now, we don't have big families. So in future, if you have any problems in your family, you should be able to manage that without depending a lot on your father, your brother, or any of your other extended family. You should be able to manage that. But you should never be, you should never say that कि ये मेरा है, मेरी ये position है, मेरा ये पैसा है, मैंने ये किया, मैं मेरा. That is the thing that I try to convey to my daughter. कि this is not right. And always, whatever scene it may be, whether you're working in our business or you're working somewhere else, your family is first. I think we are a very typical minded people, maybe thoda conservative. We prefer our daughters and daughter-in-laws to work in our business. So that, हम घर पहुंचे उसके पहले वो पहुंच जाए, हमको वो घर पे ही दिखती है. We don't, and if there are guests, we are all home. Like, we don't need to say कि नहीं, we have a 9 to 5 job and we will reach home at 9 o'clock in the evening. तो आप उसके बाद ही आओ. आप जब आओगे हम आपको घर पे मिलेंगे. So that is what I try to. That family comes first. काम बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, लेकिन फैमिली से ज्यादा जरूरी नहीं. If you don't have good family relationships and you don't, you're not able to cater to the family, then वो काम करके कोई मजा नहीं है. घर आके अगर आपको घर में वो काम की वजह से प्रॉब्लम हो, तो वो काम नहीं करना चाहिए. वो काम की वजह से घर
Very,
में
very,
अशांति नहीं होनी चाहिए, शांति होनी चाहिए. So yeah, I always tell
very.
my daughter that she's seen me juggling, she's seen me managing, so she knows that, and I feel that she has taken after me in many things. But still, I make it vocal that we are there for you always, but you have to learn to be independent in managing your stuff, and family stuff comes first.
What do you have to say, Monica ji, about this equality, equal status between man, woman? What have been your thought processes about it? Your personal views?
Yeah.
And we can all agree to disagree. That's absolutely
Yes,
fine.
yes, yes.
But we would love to hear from you.
So I believe that there are many things in which we want to be equal. We want an equal position in the society, but we are different. We cannot be same. Man is a man. He is the winner of the family. We should not compete with him. उनको वो करने दो ना, हम हमारा काम करेंगे. हम क्यों उनकी पोजीशन ले, हम क्यों ब्रेड विनर बने, हमको ब्रेड विनर नहीं बनना है. I believe that. They cannot give birth to children. We cannot win the bread for the family. We should be happy in the position that we have and try to achieve the maximum we can without disturbing their space. Okay, we should be the support system. I believe we should be the support system, as they are a support system. For my case, I say he is my support system too. We should be the support system whenever they need us. पर लड़के और उनको चैलेंज करके नहीं होना चाहिए. हम नहीं चाहते हैं. I mean, I am uncomfortable if my husband says मैं ये काम तेरा कर देता हूँ, मुझे नहीं पसंद है, मैं मेरा कर सकती हूँ. So we should not do that. जो उनका काम है उनको कर ले दो, जो हमारा काम है हम करेंगे. Equality is something that we are equal. आज के जमाने में inequality है ही नहीं. We are going towards an extreme of making that we want to make this equal. कहाँ है inequality? पहले टाइम था कि हमको बोला जाता था जब हम थे कि सर ढकना है, ये करना है, वो करना. आज इनक्वालिटी है ही नहीं. इससे ज्यादा आप कॉपी नहीं कर पाओगे जब आपके ऊपर पूरा घर का काम और if you have to run the family, take care of the kids, and you have to run, take care of all the finances. बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा, बिकॉज यू हैव दिस सपोर्ट. लगता है हम तो सब कर लेंगे, चाहे हमारे फादर्स हो, चाहे हमारे हस्बैंड हो, चाहे ब्रदर्स हो, पर अगर वो नहीं रहे तो हमको पता चले हमारे लिए कितना डिफिकल्ट होगा. They are very
Absolutely.
important and we should respect their position and then take our decision.
I think you spoke of two very powerful words, that where is inequality?
I don't think there is
I,
inequality.
and the way you have proved yourself in a business which is dominated by illiterate men. You have been in a business which is, dominated, and you have proved that there is no inequality.
There's no
And
inequality.
you have proven yourself. Yes.
So when I go to a conference, like we just, the laundry industry just started their meet last year, association, laundry association. There were hardly any women. I was the oldest one. And they are shocked. I mean, the men feel uncomfortable. So I have made my space. They have to clear their mind. Where is inequality? They are feeling down. I am not feeling. I am comfortable in my space. So I am being talked about. They are not being talked about. So where is inequality? Everyone knows me. I don't know so many people, but everyone knows that okay, ये मंजू laundry वाली madam है. ये मंजू laundry वाली madam है. They know me. So I don't believe there is inequality. If it is in your mind whether you are equal or unequal, if you feel that you are unequal, you are always going to be unequal. You can never be equal. You have to clear that thought from your mind कि I am unequal. I am at the same level. आज कहाँ है वो चीज जो पहले थी agreed, but अब नहीं है. अब तो fight है खाली, वो नहीं है, inequality नहीं है.
So I think some very amazing points, and what I completely agree with you is that equality or inequality is all in the mind. It's a mind game.
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to between men and women,
Yes, sir.
is it about equality, inequality, or is it about identity? Because a man and a woman, they both have different identities, and both are unique in their own ways. Are we respecting those identities? I think that is most crucial part.
The identity in whose mind? In your eyes, in my eyes, or in the eyes of public? You want name and fame, or you want your identity for yourself and for your family? That is more important. I mean, and the identity in the mind of people, I never felt that I wanted any identity. I got one. I don't know how I got one. But do you feel that that identity is going to give you anything special? That is the question. Does it give you anything special?
Absolutely. So for example, like as a mother or mother-in-law, you are trying to take care of your family. That's also an identity, right?
Yes.
It's a role.
Yes.
It's an identity.
Yes.
And it's a role that a woman plays.
Yeah.
And like that, there are so many identities. So how do you identify yourself with? And that is something important. And how people are looking at you. How do you generate respect for that identity? That is important. Why? Okay. And let me also, to all the viewers, let me explain. The entire movement, we call this as grooming daughters. Grooming, why do we need grooming? What is grooming? And when we listen to Monica ji, and what she's saying is, grooming is not about only earning money. Grooming is an all-round development. And we need to understand this, that a woman is unique from a man, and during her life, she plays different roles like Monica ji. So right from being a girl who is unmarried, to a married woman who is a wife to somebody, who is a daughter-in-law to somebody, and then eventually becoming a mother, and then from mother to a mother-in-law. Different types of role plays. And these roles are very, very important. And it is grooming a daughter to very well balance all these roles. That is most important. And that is why we call this as grooming daughters. And why do we call it as family business? Why do we use family business as a place where daughters can be groomed? Because family business has a mix of both family and business. A family gives you love, a family gives you support system, a family gives you health. At the same time, a business tries to train you for your skills. It hones your skills. It creates a talent. It helps you with communications. And so it's a fantastic mix where a daughter can be groomed. And we never say it is grooming daughters for family business. We say grooming daughters in family business. And there's a big difference between this in and for. When you're grooming daughter for family business, you are trying to assert the fact that daughters are meant to handle businesses. But when you are saying you are grooming daughters in family business, what we are trying to say is that family business is such a wonderful platform that all of us have, and our daughters can be groomed to play multiple roles in our life. And what is the entire purpose of playing these multiple roles? It's about making happy families. The outcome should be happy families. And what very rightly said by Monika ji, it's family is first and then is business. Because if family is happy, you will do well in business. But if business is doing well and families are not happy, you'll not feel happy. That's the whole purpose. So thank you, Monika ji.